Hey there, it's John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to our daily Magic the Gathering Banned and Restricted List update video. Today we're going to talk about Felidar Guardian, and yes, no kidding around, no joking, this actually just got banned in Standard, so we're going to talk a lot about that in just a second. I'm also going to mention the Commander bans, since we didn't talk about those the other day. We'll talk those briefly, quickly before we get started. If you check out the description below, you'll find a couple ways to help support the channel, one of which is the Amazon affiliate store. Any purchases you make via those links help out the channel with a small percentage coming back to it. And also we have Patreon. So if you can check either of those out, that's always very, very helpful. So thank you in advance. All right, let's move on to the information. We'll begin with Commander looking at Leovold, Emissary of Trust. This has now been banned in Commander. This was originally printed in Conspiracy Take the Crown a little less than a year ago, but ever since it came out, it's been a big force in Commander. 3 casting cost legendary creature, can be a commander, can come out early and often, and has a very powerful effect, basically shutting off your opponent's card draw abilities beyond their first card draw of the turn, and then enhancing yours by whenever an opponent tries to either take this card out or target it or any other permanents you control or you get extra card draw. So it creates this level of disparity in card draw that attritions your opponents out unless they have a plan to come together and basically find a way to take you out of the game. And even if they do remove this from the board, it can come back pretty easily. So it almost becomes a mini game of just trying to team up on the person that is winning through card advantage with this card. So I totally get it. I think this is a really interesting design card, but I definitely can see where, at least in some play groups, that this could be a really difficult card to get around. So I think this one makes sense. I totally understand why this one was banned. Next, Protean Hulk has been unbanned. Now, whenever the Commander Rules Committee bans something, which is pretty rare, I think they look to see if there's something they can unban. And in this case, they found Protean Hulk. Now, this was probably banned for good reason back in the day. It's a very powerful card, combos well with Flash. It's a way to cheat a lot of creatures into play very quickly. You can ramp very fast into this in Commander and do it early on in the game. So it is a extremely powerful card. But the Rules Committee did feel that a lot of players are at least at a point where they are confident there's enough answers in the format to deal with this and any combos that could occur with this card. So I guess we'll kind of wait and see with this one. It is powerful. I could see it potentially creating some problems in certain play groups, but hopefully there's enough answers to keep this contained. All right, let's move on to Standard, and here's where things get a little bit crazy. And of course, as I mentioned at the top of the show, Felidar Guardian has been banned. So let me tell you the story here, basically. Late last night, Aaron Forsythe came out with an article saying that they've looked at the Magic Online statistics over the last, I guess, 48 hours or so, or less, since they did the original banned and restricted update on Monday, and decided that Felidar Guardian is an issue with Standard and will have to be banned. Okay. That seems a little weird to me. And here's the thing. I'm going to say this first off. My theory here is the banning really has nothing to do with data from Magic Online. I feel like Aaron Forsythe is usually a pretty straightforward guy. I think maybe he was put in a position where he had to spin this. And I think the reason this is banned is really because when the article came out on Monday, this was not banned. A lot of players were very vocal about that, especially pro players, saying that can't believe this was not banned. The combo still exists, still going to be the most powerful card in Standard. And that is good in a way that Wizards is listening to that, but it also opens the doors for a lot of the confidence in Wizards and their controlling of this format to be shaken, really to its core. And here's my issue with it. I don't have an issue with the banning. I do understand it's a powerful card, it's a powerful combo. It has really kept Standard less diverse over the course of the previous metas. So I totally understand kind of where that's coming from. And it's great that Wizards is listening to, even if it's a vocal group, at least they're listening to feedback and trying to make decisions. And they're not afraid to kind of look silly by reversing decisions. However, I would have liked a little more transparency maybe from the article, because I can't just spy the fact this is simply coming from the last 48 hours of data they've collected on Magic Online. But this does open up a whole bigger problem that I see with Wizards right now and with the Standard format and just a lot of their decision making, quite honestly. What is going on in the testing department is my question at this point, because one of two things happened here. One, the department just simply said, you know what? maybe all of these pros and the vocal players are right. We may have missed this, and maybe it does need to be banned. And that's a huge problem because, I mean, they've had months to test these cards. I mean, months. And these two blocks were always meant to play together in Standard. It's not like they were victims of kind of the upheaval that occurred with the format. I mean, these cards were designed to play together in a Standard environment. So if they miss this and miss the fact that Amonkhet can't really take control of this particular combo and start to at least add more diversity to the format, then that was a huge miss through testing. And for them to come out and say, you know what, we probably missed this, that's a serious problem. Like, they need to really think about how they go about testing their cards and make some serious changes going forward. Now, the other thing that could have happened is they could have thoroughly tested this. I mean, they've, again, had the cards for months. They've been playing with Amonkhet and Kaladesh for many, many months, not to mention the other cards and the other blocks. And they could have come to the understanding that, you know what? Yes, it's a powerful combo, but with these new cards coming in, it's diluting the power of this combo, and there is enough diversity that we feel comfortable with going forward. And that's what I hope happened, because really, I trust them, and I did trust them if you listened to my video on Monday. I felt like, you know what? They know a lot more than me or even any of the pros at this point because they've had months to play with the cards. They should know, and if they say that it's okay, then I'm going to trust them that it's okay. But maybe Wizards didn't trust them. Maybe Wizards said, you know what? You're probably right, but we don't want to be wrong about this. This is a bad thing to be wrong about. We don't want to die on that hill. So we're just going to go ahead and ban it anyway, which is a little bit awkward and kind of shakes the, I think, trust and stability of their testing team, because the testing team is going to start getting to the point where it's like, well, why are we even testing this thoroughly? Because they're going to simply ban what they want to ban anyway. And I think that's dangerous territory to start to tread into as well. It just goes to bring up a lot of the other points about the weird announcements we've been getting from Wizards lately, the back and forth, the upheaval. I don't know if it's more pressure to react quicker to certain things, or if it's the new leadership is more of a knee-jerk sort of management style. I'm not really sure what's going on, but just look at some of the recent announcements. Like, we were going to have the 6-month product announcement in March. Then it was postponed to June because they wanted to add more products to the announcement. But then they didn't really think that through because, oh, now we have to quickly mention that Exelon exists. And now we have to quickly mention that Commander 2017 is happening. Oh, and by the way, Iconic Masters. So we got all these kind of awkward anticlimactic announcements all kind of just piecemealed out. And it was really unusual. And it feels like it takes away from kind of, and I mentioned this in my video the other day, that punch that you should get, that excitement that should be built up when you hear about these things for the first time. They were just kind of duds. It just kind of fizzled when they announced these things. It almost felt like they had to announce them because the word was getting out anyway due to their marketing strategies and such. So, oh, by the way, Exelon's a thing. You're going to enjoy that in September. Have fun. You know, that just seems really poor to me. Like, I just feel like there's a better way to be doing that. And I do think, I'm not sure what's going on over there, but there's some big changes happening. I think there's going to be more big changes coming, and they really need to start getting their act together when it comes to their public face, I think, at this point. So that's my thoughts on it. I mean, ultimately, I just hope Wizards can get their act together, especially when it comes to the standard format, because we can't afford to have a third stale standard, and I get it. They're probably in a mode where they're going to be extra cautious, better safe than sorry, even if that means that the thoroughly tested cards, that they don't want to take a chance on something like this. And I guess part of me understands that too. So until next time, and we get our next ban and restricted list update, have a great day, and I'll see you real soon. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible by the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.